Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special live stream. We're waiting for the quacky duck. He's in his pond back there, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right. Just waiting for a few more people to get in here. They're just arriving now. Give it another minute and we'll be on our way with what we're going to talk about tonight. You want to say hi, everyone?
Hello, everybody.
Getting ready for this long journey of the past. Oh. All right. We should usually have more than this in here, but I want to start off anyway. If anybody misses it, they can come back in and recapture it. All right. This is supposed to be about in the past. I'm trying to locate some people from New Jersey Transit. I'll start the story off. It's going to be, I'll try to make it as quick as possible, but let me tell you the reason why I'm doing this. Um, It all started back in Point Pleasant Beach, 1977. I was about 13, 14 years old. I started getting into the trains on the North Jersey Coastline. Was going down there watching Rush Hour, collecting train schedules, which I wish I could show you now, but I do have a box of them. Maybe next week I'll have them. I'll show them to you. Their schedules back in the 70s, 80s. I got a whole bunch of them. Um, Also, when I was watching the trains, I got to know some of the conductors. The engineers brought me up on the engine. Hey, would you like to take a ride on the train? I said, yeah, yeah. And they said, you have to ask your parents. So, of course, they said, go, go. So I get out of their hair, and I used to ride the trains with the conductors and the engineers from Bay Head to Newark all the time. So, years went by, and when I turned about 15, 16 years old, I met somebody, and he was a conductor, and his name was Bobby Lee. And Robert Lee is his real name. Nickname is Bobby. His middle name is it's a funny name, but it's Ignatius. Robert Ignatius Lee. And he lived on 17th Avenue and Ocean Avenue in Belmar in an apartment building looking out towards the ocean. So anyway, I got to know him real well, and he would pick me up in his car. He had a Volkswagen back at the time, and we went to Bay Head. And he used to do favors for him by opening and closing of train doors and doing different things like switch the seats back and forth and blah 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 just to get the train ride to Newark and back. And I would hang out with him his whole shift. Back then you could do almost anything on these trains because it's not like after 9/11 where the police would be like, oh, you're trespassing, this and that. So anyway, I got to know a lot of other conductors and engineers, and a lot of times he would tell me, go up on the engine with the engineer and take a ride. So I used to be up in the cab all the way from Bay Head to Newark, and I got to know the engineers. Now, a couple of the engineers that I can remember, one for sure is Alan Jones. Alan Jones was an engineer that operated the trains from Bay Head to Newark to the Harrison Yard when there was a Harrison Yard before the PATH took over just 15, 20 years ago and made it into a PATH substation yard, a rail yard there for the PATH trains. I used to take the train into the Harrison Yard, and Bobby, Robert Lee would get off the train with the other conductors, and me and the engineer would continue into the Harrison Yard, and we'd have to sit there for a couple of hours. And I didn't mind sitting there. I would bring my dinner, my lunch, or whatever, and have a little boom box, and I used to listen to the radio. I'd get the train ready for the return trip back down to the Jersey Shore by switching the seats, no smoking signs, smoking signs. I did a few things in the yard. I would switch the track for the engineer so it's lined up to go on the main line because back then there wasn't electrical switches in the Harrison yard. So I did a lot of little things so I can get my train ride. Anyway, I lost in contact with these guys when I moved out of New Jersey in 1992. So basically, it's been about 30, 31 years since I've seen any of these guys, and I'm trying to locate them. I don't know if they're alive or dead. I heard that there is a couple that's retired. I don't know where they went to. Anybody out there that works for the railroad that's listening to this story, if you happen to hear some of the following names I'm going to give out, if you know those guys, let me know or let them know that you've heard this from my channel and to reach out to me because I am trying to locate these people. I'm going to go down a list of them. And Robert Lee, he was the number one. He was like a mentor to me. He tried to teach me a lot about the railroad so I could, when I get to be 18, I can go right up and pass the tests. He had extra uniforms, and he put me in a uniform at 16 years old, put me in a conductor's uniform, and I got on the train. I even had a Conrail hat. Back then it was Conrail, and a little badge on the hat that said Conrail on it. And I would take tickets, when the passengers got on the train, I would say tickets, take them and punch them and put them in the seat clip. I announced the town names on the intercom. Basically, I got off and on the train and helped people on and off the train, open and close the vestibule doors and stairwells. So I did a lot. I mean, I was like I was working for the railroad, but I wasn't. I was, what do you call it? I was too young. And there was a couple of passengers that said, oh, "You're kind of young for this," but I just said, "No, I'm 19." I pretended I was 19, so the conductors didn't get in trouble. But anyway, it was fun. I did it for a couple of years. Anyway, the name of the conductors is Robert Lee, A.C. Jones, which is I'm sorry, Johnson. A.C. Johnson goes by the nickname Superman. I don't know why, but Ronald Preston. He was a train conductor. Ronald Preston was good friends with Bobby Lee, Robert Lee. Um, Mike McKenzie. He worked. He was young, a little bit older than me, and he worked the PATH trains. He was a PATH, I believe, conductor and sometimes engineer from Newark to the World Trade Center. Um, the engineers I've already said. Alan Johnson was an engineer. He's in one of my YouTube videos. You can't see him, but you can hear his voice. In the old days, when I took a VCR camcorder on the train, I recorded going over the Point Pleasant Bridge back in the 80s. And you could hear him say, "Why don't you ride up the pike further, Alan?" And I told him that my friend had my car and he didn't have a license. And he goes, "Oh, okay." So you can hear his voice in the background talking while I was in the cab car with him. I can't remember the name of that video, but it's an old video and it's not high quality, but it's from Point Pleasant to or it's Bay Head to Manasquan. So he's in the video, and his name is, like I said, Alan Johnson. And then you got the conductors, A.C. Jones, which is Alan Jones, Ronald Preston, Robert Lee, Mike McKenzie, Tom Sheridan's another one. Tom Sheridan. He's probably dead by now because he was an older guy. I mean, he would be almost 100, so I don't expect to hear that he's alive. But the other guys I mentioned, I don't know. I mean, some of them should be in their 70s, maybe 80s, so I don't know if they're alive or dead. And I'm trying to locate these guys. So if anybody that rides the North Jersey Coastline or is a rail fan of the North Jersey Coastline, and ask around, or if you know any of these people, notify them, let them know that I'm looking for them. It's been 30 years. I want to reconnect with them. I want to find out if they're alive or dead, or if I can, meet them again. I don't know where they are. Bobby Lee is the most important one. Robert Lee, he is the most important one I'm trying to find. I didn't have enough time to get pictures. Louie's going to look for him tomorrow and next week when I come on a live stream. I'll try to show you what Bobby Lee looked like 30 years ago. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I was the only kid or teenager that was the biggest railfan on the North Jersey Coastline, which is the New York and Long Branch Railroad. There was no other one because I've never seen anybody else. All the conductors and engineers would invite me to ride the train or up in the engine, and nobody else would. Nobody else was up there except me. So you gotta figure I had special privileges back then on those trains. And now today you got rail banners all over the place, but they can't get in the engines of the cab cars because the way the laws are today, they can get fired or you can get trespassing. So those were the good days of the 70s and the 80s, riding the trains from Bay Head to Newark. And then they electrified the line all the way down to Mattawan, then to Long Branch. And it really sucks what they did because they used to have 10 rush hour trains that would go into Bay Head, 10 of them. I mean, it's crazy. Then the electric line took away from a lot of that. Now they only got 3 rush hour trains that are in the yard and Bay Head at any time. So they cut down about 7 rush hour trains since the 80s, since they brought the electric line down to Long Branch, which I don't like. Maybe one day they'll bring the electric line down to Bay Head and they'll bring up the rush hour trains again. So, let's see.
Hello, Freddy Krueger. Hello to all who said hello to me. Everybody's trying to say hello to me while you're talking.
But anyway, like I said, one last time, those names: Robert Lee, Alan Jones, Alan Johnson, Ronald Preston, Mike McKensie, Tom Sheridan. You know, there's a couple other ones, but I can't think of their name off the bat. I really wish I could, but one is Don, but I cannot. Yeah, Don. I cannot remember his last name. So, and these guys are from the Jersey Shore because they used to. They were stationed from Bay Head, so they lived down there in the Jersey Shore. They didn't live up in New York or Newark. They always commuted, started their job from Bay Head and ended in Bay Head and went home. So these are guys that are in central Jersey, near the beach area.
Yeah, Zach Cole. I'm the owner of the Quacky Louie Adventures channel. Hello, CSX Ohio Railfan and Matthew B.
I don't know if he's saying this as Ronald. I don't know if you're trying to figure out one of the names I mentioned. It's Ronald Preston, Preston. Ronald Preston.
Hello, Bane Sherry.
And Alan Jones is a conductor, and his nickname is AC Jones. Blonde hair, real blonde hair. Oh boy, I can't think. Tom Sheridan's got to be dead. He has to be because he was in his 70s when yeah, he's definitely passed away. But the other guys are important. I need to find them because if I can't find them when I go back to New Jersey, I'm going to go to Newark to the New Jersey Transit, office in Newark, and I'm going to see if they can't help me. If they can't help me, then that's it. I mean, I've been on the trains. I've asked conductors this year when we went up to New Jersey in the summer, and these guys are young. They're new guys, and they're not going to know any of these people. There was one guy in Bay Head. He was a maintenance man. He's been there since the 80s. I should have got a hold of him. I need to go back there. When I go back next year, I'm going to have to start going to the Bay Head yard and talking to some of these guys. I don't care if it says no trespassing or not. I'm not telling what I'm there for. I'm looking for some relatives. But anyway, hey guys, check this out. I want to show you something. You can't get these anymore. I can't find them anywhere online. They're going to get kicked out of this, especially the ones that are from New Jersey. Look. HO scale. You can't find these anymore. And I got a few of these cars in New Jersey Transit. I think these are the Arrows back in the 80s. I'm just waiting to get more room so I can put them out and let them run around because they haven't been out of the box yet. It's funny though, the price of these cars. Well, this one here says $62, but the other one says $21. The other one must be old as hell. And Walters, they go back from a long time. Too bad it wasn't that Liberty one. I want to find that CNJ one. That'd be the one I really want. Yeah, and the train schedules I have, they're put away somewhere. I got to find them. I got train schedules I can prove. I got a ton of them. They're back in the 70s and the 80s from the North Jersey Coastline. I had Louie open up one of the schedules one day. I said, "Now I want you to look at Point Pleasant Beach, and I want you to see all these rush hour trains. And I'm gonna tell you all the times to them." And I said all the times, and I got every one of them right. Because when I used to go down there and watch the trains at the railroad crossing on Arnold Avenue on Point Pleasant Beach, I waited for every one of those rush hour trains to come in. I used to watch it for 2 hours. And he was surprised that I could remember that long ago, 40 years ago, train times that would arrive in Point Pleasant, and the schedule was approved. And he held up the schedule, and I didn't see it. He was away, and I read off the times to him. That's why I wish I had the schedule, Like, for instance, it's only going to take me 30 seconds. I can remember the trains coming from Newark into Point Pleasant, starting with the 431, 501, 545, 617, 637, 647, 701, 714, 726, 736, 751, 801, 833. You get what I'm saying? Those are the trains I used to watch go by the crossing every time in Point Pleasant Beach. So I know every signal. I know every railroad crossing on the North Jersey Coastline. I drew a map of it one day when I was a teenager. I walked it. From Bay Head to Little Silver and almost collapsed. I had to take the train home. I walked the whole railroad track, the ties, all the way from Point Pleasant to Little Silver, which was 16 miles. I mean, I rode the back of the train. I rode the front of the train. I rode in the vestibule. I knew every signal where they were at, every track switch, every siding that came in. I knew everything about the North Jersey Coastline, and I still do.
Yeah, Brian's suffering from a head cold.
Who?
Brian.
Oh, yeah, she told me. She told me earlier. Hopefully he gets better before Monday. Last Monday I was constipated, and then this Monday he's going to be sick. I mean, wow. Oh, boy. Oh, and by the way, next weekend, the railroad that we're memberships of, the CP&G Railroad in Spring Hill, that model railroad, they're having a haunted train. You can go out there and ride the haunted train rides. It's from 6 o'clock until 10 o'clock in the evening. It's in the dark in the forest. And they're going to have monsters out there scaring people and everything. So me and Louie are going to go out there and we're going to scare the hell out of everybody in the woods. We're going to be riding the train. We're going to be hiding in the tunnel in the woods, scaring the hell out of everybody that's going by. I can't wait. And it's next Friday and Saturday, and then the next Friday and Saturday. I believe the 20th, the 21st, the 27th, and the 28th, I believe. The next two Friday and Saturday starting next weekend. So it's at the CP&G Railroad, and that's at, what's the name of that park again? Cruise Lake Park in Spring Hill. So if you're near the area, don't forget, special rides from 6 until 10 o'clock at night. To ride the train is $6. That's what it says online. So we're going to go out there and try to help them out and scare the hell out of people. Halloween trains. Oh, so anyway, tonight, like I promised, The Stupid Orange is airing. Oh, it took me 2 days to put that thing together. It's going to be a 14-minute video. I hope you all like it. It's when we were in Carowinds. It was at that hotel that was being renovated. They did a good job on it. And now it is really nice. So I had to give them an A+. They really turned that hotel around. and we got to meet the guy at the desk, and he was very nice. And if we ever go back to Carowinds again, that's going to be the hotel I stay at, the Quality Inn in in Fort Mill, South Carolina, right across the street from the park. So basically, the Stupid Orange was filmed in the hotel, and so that's going to be airing here in another 40 minutes. It's pretty funny, especially you, Piglet. The hooves, tickle the feeties. Oh my God. Ah. So
busy, sir. We were busy today. Got slammed.
yeah, I didn't have enough time to put a train video up here last night. So much I gotta get done. I'm gonna try to get some done. The music video train next weekend. I'll see what I can do and put that together so we have something to air next week. What train are you driving in real life?
Probably a simulator. Everybody sees Kitty.
Oh, and I found out that one YouTuber to put a video up of the engineer on the New Jersey Transit in Point Pleasant Beach. It looks like he's like 18 years old. There's no way he can be 18 years old. He looks like a kid driving it. I looked up the thing. You have to be 18, but then it takes a couple of years for you to get certified. And there's no way that he can be a teenager. They will not allow anybody, a teenager, to operate those locomotives. As a matter of fact, I think it's 20, and then you got to go through a year and a half of a hard training before you can certified to operate one of them locomotives. So he would have to be the youngest is 22. That's the youngest. And he sure looks younger than that, but he has to be over 22. I mean, yeah, that's right, Piglet. There's no way to get away from the stupid orange. He's coming for you.
Yeah, Jack Johnson said he lives near an old airplane graveyard.
Who?
Jack.
Huh.
No, Freddie, Big Mama's not going to be in the Stupid Orange episode tonight.
No, not the one tonight. This is when we were up in Carowinds 2 weeks ago. It'll be in another probably a month, probably November. I still got to figure out the storyline and everything. Yeah, you're 24 years old, but you need a high school diploma, and you got to go through a year and a half to 2 years of hard testing. I don't know about the Halloween orange. I'll have to think about it. I was thinking about filming at the train park, but it's going to be dark. The camera's not going to pick up the train going through the woods. The haunted one, it's not going to be able to pick it up. Not in that darkness out there in the forest. Are you sure you can't kill orange? Hey, Tropicana ran over him one day and he sliced him in half and then he came back. So you tell me. And then he got killed by Jason on Friday the 13th. And I buried him and he came back as a tree. Yeah, he might outlive me. Pull a prank on the orange. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine what kind of prank he'll pull on me.
Yeah, Freddie Crew, I know what Five Nights at Freddy is.
What country are you from? USA. No, Orange ain't almost 14 years old. Orange is not even 10 years old yet. I started filming Orange. The very first episode was in Mike's backyard, Dragon Master. Orange is about 9 years old. Yeah, about because I lived here for 8 years, and I started the Orange in Mike's house, which is I lived there 2 years, but I didn't start the Orange until the last year I lived with him. Yeah, so Orange is 9 years old. The very first couple episodes were filmed 9 years ago. He's 9 years old. Well, I've been doing that for 9 years. Ugh. 100 and almost 50 episodes.
Freddy Krueger, I don't know if we're going to go see Five Nights at Freddy's.
Has anybody here watched all the episodes of The Orange? I got about almost 150 episodes, and I think 2 or 3 movies. I can't even think because that's how many Orange episodes there is. There is at least about 150. I mean, I stopped putting them in series because there's so many of them. I just air them when I can air them. He's been everywhere. Orange has been everywhere. Damn, everywhere across the country. Yes, we've seen Thomas a train in real life. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the Strasburg Railroad. He's there twice a year. So Conrail Productions, you never missed an episode. You've seen all about 150 episodes? Oh, and by the way, I got an email from some guy that works for some studio, and they wanted to know if with my permission, they could use a piece of my film in a TV series, a television show, and it's called what is it? Heroes.
I can't remember.
Oh my God, Heroes of Heart of Heroes, or is it the other way around? Heroes of Heart. It can't be Heroes of Heart.
Heart of Heroes, I guess.
Heart of Heroes, and it's supposed to be an episode with a train hits a car at night, and they try to rescue the person that's trapped in the vehicle. Well, they want to use a piece of my film with the railroad crossings and the train going by. It's like they want to add it to the video that they have, make it longer. So I gave them permission. I had to sign something on in the email and a contract or whatever form, and I had to send it back to him when he got it. So I asked him, let me know when it's going to air. And one of my videos called Train Passing Through Town at Night is the one they're going to use the small clip from to be in the show. Heart of Heroes. In the future, sometime in the future, you can look it up. It's a TV show series about rescuers that risk their lives to save people, and they want to put a piece of my film into that show. If I find out, I'll let you guys know. There's been so many of my videos in television series and shows, it's ridiculous. I've been on quite a few shows. All right, so like I said, that was the main topic of this story, trying to find those engineer and conductors of the North Jersey Coastline back from 30 years ago. I'm pretty sure they're not on the railroad no more. They're probably retired. But if anybody happens to come across them or knows them, let them know I'm trying to find them. It's been 30 years. I'm trying to locate where these guys are. I told Louis when I go back up to New Jersey next year, I want to get a week ticket, a week pass. It's like $20, $25, and ride the trains from Bay Head to Long Branch back and forth for a couple days. I'd love to do that. Get off, wait for a train 10 minutes later, and go back to Bay Head, and get another one and go back, back and forth, back and forth. Who's that? Hang on, guys. Somebody's at the door. It's our landlord. Oh, it's Debbie?
Yeah, she talked about the rent.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I got to see my landlord for a minute. Be right back, guys.
Person knocked at our door is our landlord. Thank you, Shining Time Productions. Hi, Piglet. Outdoor Adventures with Austin Miller. Sure, you can give us a shout out. Special shout out on your video. Your YouTube. I don't care. Sarah, I've been tired today. Currently, just exhausted today from work. Oh, thank you, Conrail. Freddy Krueger, I'll check out that trailer for that movie later. I did grow up with Thomas. Hi, Kyle. Yeah, sir, I gotta clean up the house tomorrow. Jack Johnston, that's pretty cool. That's cool, Philip. Freddy Krueger, I don't know if I'm going to go see the movie yet. Yeah, I got laundry to do tomorrow. Jack, that's pretty cool living near a plane graveyard. Shining Time Productions, my YouTube channel collided with Millennium Forces. We work together. No, seriously, girl, I haven't been able to film trains lately. Been working. Outdoor Adventures with Austin Miller. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Freddy Krueger feels pretty good to be turned into a duck by the orange. Don't know, Piglet. I ain't decided yet. Not yet. No, nothing can kill orange. Thank you, Kyle Hebert. Oh, we missed it, Sarah. But we didn't miss the eclipse. Sebastian, he'll be back. I don't know, Outdoor Adventures with Austin Miller. Hopefully they restore it. It was alright, Piglet. I was able to see it at lunchtime. Here comes the big hippo now.
Oh, the mosquitoes are awful out there. Okay. I got some bad news, guys. My landlord told me that the horse is going to be put down on Tuesday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got to make a video of the horse outside in the back there, and so I can give her a copy of it, and I'm going to try to do a video, maybe with the stupid orange and the horse for the last goodbyes. But she's out there, she's crying. I really can't be on here too much longer. I'm trying to get with her and figure out to do a last final video of the horse. The horse name is Faith, and it's got cancer real bad, and it's got a big hole in the leg. And the horse was in one of my stupid orange videos. If you remember, it's when the orange got killed by Jason Friday the 13th, and the horse was in the backyard when the tree was growing out of the ground. I mean, I've had videos. I don't know if you ever seen a horse in the backyard, but that horse is going to be is going to die on Tuesday. So at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to have to go ahead and film that horse on Monday before we go to SeaWorld. I got you go with me out there and help me. Want to go inside, feed her some carrots, the apples, and we do a video, a good video, because I told her I was going to give her a USB of the horse. She has nothing of that horse. She's got no videos of that horse. I told her I would do that for her.
Okay.
I'll make her a video of the horse before it's too late. So the horse has to go. She's already scheduled the appointment. All right, guys, I'm sorry, but, it's a little bit sad right now. But, hey, don't forget those train conductors, especially Robert Lee, Ronald Preston, Alan Johnson, Alan Jones, Tom Sheridan, Mike McKensie. If anybody knows any of those guys on the North Jersey Coastline or did know them or know somebody that did know them, if they're still alive, I need to get in touch with one of them, all of them, or whatever. So just tell them to get in touch with me on YouTube or whatever here. All right, guys, listen. We only got 20 minutes before the stupid orange airs. I hope you like it. I'm going to go so I can take care of a few things. I just got the word about the horse is going to be put down in 2 days, 3 days. So I got to go. I got to get things ready. I will talk to you guys next week, and I will put up the video of the horse and everything. So just wait for that to come. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be soon. All right. Thanks for coming today, guys. I love you all, and enjoy the stupid orange tonight, and I'll probably see you next Friday. You all take care. We'll see you later on, all right? Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.